Today's check-in. Today's update. It is Friday, June 14th, 2024. I have 3 minor things to do today, only one of which is going to make me worse. I have to go return a movie at the library, and I don't stand or I fall and shouldn't be taking the bus. So that is not great. But other than that, the other things are doctor stuff at home, Zoom, stuff like that. I'm going to go over Monday, though, because Monday is going to be a big day for me and David. On David for Monday, he has an 8:15 drawing of the blood at the lab. He has a 9:15 with his cancer doctor, and he has a 9:30 with chemotherapy. He's also going to be, he's also working with the radiation people. Maybe the chemotherapy is the radiation they're using instead of the machine. So that could be what they're talking about, or he could be doing both. Now on my side on Monday, I'm supposed to go down the Social Security. Oh, my voice is terrible this morning. When I answered the phone for David, my voice was normal, my normal everyday, my normal voice. But now that the lights are on, I'm using my nervous system. It's going high pitched. I really hate that about my neurological disorder, and it really makes me upset at the people who did this to me. I mean, 25 years of this shit, and I don't know how much more following Jesus I got in me after people do crappy shit over and over and over. It's like if somebody burns you and hits you with a brick every week, like you go to the shelter, let's say, somebody tries to rob you, you do what the police say and you hand over your money and phone and wallet. The next week it happens again. You hand over your money, your phone, and your wallet. The following week, you hand over your wallet that you just got. The following week, he's taking your meds. How many more times are you going to call the police, have nothing done, and do exactly what you're told? The police tell you to hand over your belongings so nobody gets hurt. You make a police report afterwards, and no charges are on this guy whatsoever. We'll say he's just wearing a mask or doing it in a way where the police have not filed any charges. There's no witnesses, back alley, whatever. Nothing is being done week after week after week. Are you going to continue on that road, or are you eventually going to have that guy come up to you, he pulls a knife out and goes, "Give me your wallet again"? Are you going to say, "Use the fucking knife or I'm fucking killing you right now. Get the fuck out of my face"? And then the guy goes, "It's only a joke." "Oh yeah, was the last 4 robberies a joke too? Get the fuck out of here." And then the guy doesn't rob you anymore.
Yeah.
So you have those type of situations, and that's the type of situation I'm in. My father made sure that I had a target in my back. He screwed up my Social Security. I can't use the shelter due to my disability not being documented. I missed out on 4 definite years of education where I had no education, and at least multiple years added on to that where I was reevaluated, like in Texas. I've also missed out on driving. I still can't drive until this neurological disorder is fixed. I can't walk outside during winter for more than 10 minutes or I fall on the ground having seizures. Winter has always been a problem even through childhood. So, and what do I do for money? Well, I get myself injured trying to hold up businesses because nobody wants to work today. Police officers don't want to police. Judges don't want to judge. Doctors don't want to doctor. MDs don't want to give medical advice or medicine. You got literally up and down. You got gas station attendants who don't want to pump gas. You got Smoke Valley salesmen who don't want to sell cigarettes or cigars. You got people up and down the chain who have a job and go, "I don't get paid enough for this, so I'm not going to do my job. I'm going to go on my phone on Facebook." I have this at nurses' office all the time. They can't wait to get off the phone to go on Facebook. I'll literally see this in the offices all the time. You'll have nurses on their cell phones on Facebook. They'll get a phone call with a patient. They'll pick up the phone and try to get off the phone as quick as possible so they can go back to Facebook. That is not how a job is done. Well, so that's really hard for me. Well, I need to be on Social Security seeing as my wages are 0 for the next probably 3 to 5 years until doctors get me better. So I'll need a neurologist prescribing some type of epilepsy medication better than I'm on. The GI and kidneys need to be better if I just rest and stop ripping them open again, I would be better. But I keep on trying to force movement where I'm not supposed to be forcing movement. I don't have a car, I don't have a ride, and they want me to go all the way to Portsmouth, for goodness sake. So, of course, my only option is this ride service through my insurance, but of course, they won't work with me because my doctors are giving me short notice. So I end up with the buses shaking me around. I get worse. The following day, I'm in the ambulance or in the emergency room. So, stop doing that. My GI kidneys get better. But for that to happen, I gotta have some type of income. But no. Also, you got pricks throwing me on the ground, kicking me in the kidneys because they don't want to repair their apartment. We have 3 different things that the courts will mandate are fixed, and that gives me time to get Social Security or some type of benefit. But of course, they don't like it, so they get aggressive, they start getting violent. This is, people who live next to my father. These are people who live on beach houses, and they decide they're not going to put a dime into their properties because the economy is so shitty that they're going to live in 3 different mansions, one here, they're going to take vacations to Quebec, and then they're going to come back and complain that they can't maintain their buildings because it's so expensive out there. Yes, the inflation is hurting me really bad. But yet you just took a vacation, you have a beach house that costs $2 million, and you have 4 cars, and you're buying your son a top-of-the-line car. Yet you're going to complain that there's not enough money. Well, how about selling that beach house and moving into an apartment downtown Wells, right down the street? Or how about instead of taking a Quebec vacation, for the next 3 years you put money into your apartment, seeing as your tenants, when you raise your rent every year, so 50, then 100, 50, 100, he does this every year. But nobody's wages in these apartments are going up that quickly every year. Nobody. Now the top is. I've seen CEOs, people who are selling houses, they've found ways to keep their money going up and up and up. That's how they're able to take a vacation every month. That's how they're able to buy a beach house. That's how they're able to get a $15,000 car for their son, and when they're saying that's a junk economy. Why? Because at the top, there are tricks and things you can do to get more money. There's illegal stock market trading. There's a lot going on with technology. I mean, for instance, let's say you want to be a graphic designer. You don't need any experience anymore. You just got to say you're a graphic designer and have the graphic design AI that's putting all of them out of business. Because you can pay $1,000 for 5 graphic designs from a guy who went to college, or you can get 10,000 even better graphic designs out of a guy with a cell phone who has the graphic design AI app that just came out for $45 an hour. So you just get the app 1 hour before you meet the guy, 1 hour for the appointment, and you show him 1,000 samples of what he wants for graphic designs, and it puts that guy who went to college out of business. So all these low-income jobs, all these jobs that all the people like went to college for, like graphic design and art, all are out the window now. So you got all that going on, and then the people who apparently have not enough money for waterfalls not to come in their property, ceiling tiles to fall on their tenants, and bugs to be there after the tenants have given over $200 for a bug removal, yet the bugs are still there, so you're asking for another bug removal. With all that stuff going on, oh, and when they trade out tenants, when one tenant is evicted and another one's coming in, they don't have money to take the door down with a giant hole in it, clean up the crayon in the bedroom, or even put goddamn doorknobs in. When I moved in, those are all problems we had. We had holes in doors, no doorknobs, no outlets, crayon in the bedroom. I fixed it all. So, what the hell? Why is a guy who barely making by able to do these things, but the landlord who's going on multiple vacations, who lives in a beach house, has lots and lots of properties, buying his kids cars, but he can't maintain his own property? Why is that? Because he is spending his money like it's 1995. I mean, it's ridiculous. Or I should say, the 1965. He's spending money like he like is going out of style, and then he's claiming that he doesn't have money to maintain his properties. There's a lot of this shit going on. It's a lot of this double-faced two shit. What's the other word? Oh yeah, fool's logic bullshit, selfish greed bullshit, what puts people in danger. There's been at least 2 deaths, and there's at least 12 health conditions in this building just because of this landlord alone and how he's neglecting his property while going on vacations. So, why am I making this video? Because tomorrow or Monday I have to go to Social Security. But there's a problem with that. I go to Social Security, they told me somebody will help me there with some of the paperwork and what I'm doing, so that's great. But also, the paperwork I'm going to fill out honestly, I mean the stuff that everybody's been seeing for years. The coordination issues, the tics, the falls, the bumping in the furniture, the problems with cold air, the seizure in New Mexico, the fall on the bike, the multiple seizures in Lowell. So I'm definitely going to go over those. I'm definitely going to go over the anxiety and the PTSD because of what was done to me. I have ADHD as well. We're definitely going to go over the stomach and esophagus damage, the fact I don't really eat really well. And if I do eat, it kind of hurts sometimes. Especially what hurt the most was my mother forcing a whole bottle of Ipecac into me. Yeah, that didn't feel so nice. Especially after she gave me pills right after. Yeah, drink this full bottle of Ipecac, and here's some more pills to top that off. Yeah. What is she trying to do? Kill me? Yeah, oh, like, no, make me disabled. Now I realize it, because I'm 30-fucking-1. Anyway, so I have to go over that type of stuff. But there's a problem. That's going to be an honest representation of me. The doctors will be seeing all this. It's not like people don't see it. They just don't know what the hell's going on when I'm having a seizure on the ground because my father never reported seizures. When I'm putting on a jacket and it's not that cold out, nobody knows what the fuck is going on because my father never explained the neurological disorder. When I bump into things or fall down, again, nobody knows what's going on because my father never, ever, ever brought me to a physical doctor for bumping in the furniture. Instead, his wife said it was self-harming and then called a psychiatrist to get me lots of pills. So with all that going on and the pill list, my father hasn't given me a pill list from childhood in Westford. He hasn't given me any documentation. He hasn't given me anything on the lawsuit in New Mexico. He didn't give me anything on his past Social Security case, like the claims that his wife made. I'm talking about real doctor paperwork that the doctor would be giving you in the appointments. None of that. What he gave me is just the final finding, the approval letter like I have, those little letters that Social Security sent. That's the paperwork from Social Security, not the paperwork that Social Security approved for. The medical records and the paperwork that actually is useful is the stuff doing to my physical health. Where are some of the physical health issues that my mother and father would be reporting? I mean, if my son was bumping in the stuff and had scabs on his shin for his almost entire life, I would be bringing him to a neurologist or somebody who works on the nervous system right away. If my son had an overdose on the floor and was talking about it at the doctor's, I wouldn't stop until I knew exactly what that is. I would be asking my kid every question I could about it. Not just, why did you say that? Because it's true. Okay, and then that's it. Yeah, that's what they did. I was discussing an overdose at a physical doctor's office, and the only question I got asked by my mother and father is, why did you say that? And I just say, because it's true? I don't understand the question. Yeah, it happened, that's why. And then they never ask any more questions. They don't bring me to any more doctors. They're not trying to find out what it is. And on top of this, the teachers are concerned that they're putting me in physical and speech therapy for the same thing I'm talking about. And my mother must get me help, right? My father must notice that something's wrong. I mean, this is obvious to the rest of the world. I mean, anybody who sat in our household would be horrified. So my father must know that something is wrong, right? When he gets a job offer to move to Texas, what does my father do? He says, no. Okay. Well, maybe he doesn't know something's wrong, but he's still making the right decision. He does not want to move to Texas. He does not want to cut off my teachers. He does not want to cut off anything. But he gives his wife a vote who says, no, we're moving. Well, she knows she's about to be in trouble. She knows the doctors now know about what she's doing. She knows I'm in physical and speech therapy. She knows where this is going because she used to be a nurse. So she does know what she did wrong, and she does know where this is heading. Well, then she convinces me to say yes. I say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no to Texas, not knowing anything about what I'm doing. Nobody's explained that my doctors would be cut off. Nobody explained. I thought we might drive there. What, I can't take a plane to my doctors? You didn't tell me that. Oh, I never get to see my school teachers again? Oh, I didn't realize that either. I don't know. I thought it would just be warm, and it's not even warm. I thought you said it would be warm, Mom. You said it would be warm. You didn't say there was any cold at night. You didn't tell me it would be windy. When I asked you if there was windy and cold in Texas, you told me, don't worry, keep your answer at yes. So, we moved to Texas because a 7-year-old agreed with his mother after agreeing with... First I agree with my mother, then I agree with my father, then I agree with my mother, then I agree with my father, then I agree with my mother, but after a couple days I start crying because I don't want to lose anybody, I don't want to be cold, I don't know what's going on, so I say, no, I don't know nothing, I don't know enough. So I stick to my no, and I'm scared of tornadoes and weather, I tell them, because I am, weather is cold. And my mother brings me in another room and convinces me to stick with my yes. Don't change it again, just stick with yes. So I come out of that room and I say yes, and then I just don't say anything else. And we move to Texas. Now this is right after there's lots of red flag signs. Now I'm only 7, I can't read red flags yet, but every single other adult should be able to read, oh, my son is breathing and slowing down. We're supposed to be watching Batman Mr. Freeze. He was so excited to watch this. He just screamed, help, help, at my wife. My wife is on the phone with ambulances and emergency people, and he's on a pile of newspapers, and he crawled over army style, and he can't feel. He says he can't see. He can't see out of his eyeballs, and now he's passing out on a pile of newspapers. My wife comes up and says, they don't know what they're talking about, and hangs up on the medical professionals, and then we decide to let him sleep it off. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that picture, right? No, I think every adult on this planet knows that we need to get him to the hospital. Except for my mother wants to not get caught for what she's doing, and my father will never have any boundaries with me. You want to rape me, you want to burn me, you want to hurt me, you want to make me naked in front of strangers, you want to do anything you want. You can choke me out on a couch, and my father will just profit off it. He doesn't think, well, how can I make this better? How can I... Okay, so let's talk to my son, figure out what happened in New Mexico, and then see what treatments we can get him to make him better. No, he just listens to it. Get him psycho, get him pills, lots of pills, get him lots of pills, get him... Do you even know what's going on in New Mexico? Did you even have a clue what was going on with the food there? Or to check me for worms, seeing as I was food poisoned? Did you think that any of that was... Oh, he didn't ask. He didn't want to know. As much as I tried to tell them about it, they didn't want to know. His wife kept on interrupting him and saying, no, he needs a psychiatrist. He needs a psychiatrist. He needs lots of pills. Yeah, I have PTSD, but not just from New Mexico. That just locked it in. It started in the orphanage with a double dose of Ritalin. My mother hammered it in with an overdose, a full bottle of Ipecac, a bunch of fucked up head-spinning shit, stealing swimming medals away and being jealous of my toys and just total nonsense craziness. And then on top of that, New Mexico happens right after my mother cuts off my doctors again because I'm speaking about my physical health with a physical health doctor. Oh yeah, by the way, whenever I spoke about my physical health with a physical health doctor, and it had to do with this med interaction at age 7, because that's the neurological disorder, that's the cause of it. It's really important that we get that looked into. If I'm still feeling it, but my mother's calling it an allergy and telling everybody it went away, I still feel something, she's calling it a mental illness, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if I jump into a pool and catch the back of my foot on a fence, where I shouldn't even be catching the back of my foot on the fence, but I'm having uncontrollable muscle spasms here and there. So there's no reason, but my foot spasms backwards as I'm going in the pool, and my foot gets caught on a rusty, really crappy railing that isn't even sharp. I come home needing stitches. Does my mother think that this physical health issue is a physical health issue? No! She tells my brother, me, my father, everybody, it's self-harming. He must be taking some knife or slicing the back of his foot on purpose. How about when I've been bumping in the furniture my entire life? Bed frames, tables, doorknobs. Way more than anybody else. Everybody else maybe gets a stubbed toe once every 5 years. I get a stubbed toe, bumped shin, bumped elbow, bumped wrist daily. 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 So, does anybody give a fuck about my physical health during childhood? No. So when I tried to get Social Security for this, they got my information down. They got the new doctors that suck working on it, who really I just want to listen to my father's past case because it's easier. No, you got 15 years of doctors, psychiatrists, well, let's just put it on that one. But nope, the neurologists and the doctors realize, wait, nope. So they are, again, it takes about 5 years for doctors to get a clue, and then they're like, oh, yeah, this is real. Oh, this is real. Oh, this is real. Oh, this is real is what I hear. Like when I was bleeding internally. First they say, well, we think you need a psychiatrist. Then I say, can you take a look first, doc? I pull down my pants. Oh, don't go to a psychiatrist. This is real. Oh, you need a urologist. Oh, thank you, doc. Hey, doctor, I'm peeing black over here. I think it's my kidneys or something. I go to the oh, well, you need a psychiatrist. Well, can you at least look? Oh, shit. Nope, you don't. Nope. We got to look into this. So I get that a lot. Before they even look at me, they start with that bullshit. Now, that's thanks to my mother and father's medical records. Okay, so what's going to happen in Social Security when I fill this out on Monday? I go over all the real illnesses that really exist in the real fucking world. What is going to happen? I will get a denial letter because it doesn't match my mother's and father's fantasy land. And I am going to be denied, and I'll have to fight, and I'll have to go to see their doctors. Now, luckily, I've made an appointment to see a Social Security doctor. But here's the problem. I'm having kidney issues, GI issues, stomach damage, esophagus damage, and I can't speak or move properly when these are happening. Great. And we don't have enough documentation. So he's going to have no clue. He's going to say, well, he's twitchy, his speech is all fucked up, he's bent over in weird positions, he seems to be yeah, we don't know what this is. I have no idea what this is. He needs to see a lot more doctors. We don't have enough here. All we have is 15 years of mental illness shit and seizures and falls and bumping in the furniture. We don't have any of that. Why don't we have any of that? Is he lying? Is he lying? Did his mother really call a jump in the pool self-harming? Of course she did, but the doctors don't know about that because nobody got my mother help. Nobody ever helped my mother with her mental illness. She thought people were out to get her. She also was jealous of my toys. I mean, I'm not even kidding. She got me medicated for a swimming medal I won in an orphanage because my mother thought that a 7-year-old was out to get her. Not only that, I came home from school. My toys were thrown away. I asked her why. She said I liked the toys better than her. She was jealous, and that's why she threw them away. Then later, when I bring this up in front of other family members, she says she threw it away because my room wasn't clean. Meanwhile, the only thing in my room was a bed that was halfway made. That's it. The rest of the room was clean. I just moved into this house. I didn't have very much stuff yet. I had some McDonald's toys on the bureau. That's about it. A lot of the stuff in those rooms were from other kids. Like Jeff, there was some like pens, pencils, magazines, stuff like that. Wasn't mine at all. I don't even know where they came from. So, yep, there was a lot of this going in. Nobody ever got my mother help. So now that I need help with my nervous system, seizures, PTSD, anxiety from my mother and a place in New Mexico, and stuff like that, and I need finances while I'm injured out of work, and then I go back to work, and then I can pick up more hours, but as long as I'm in this fucking cursed land of my mother's, and my father still wants to let this fantasy continue, and he wants to make sure I live in the woods like a fucking chipmunk for the rest of my life, as long as this shit's going on, I doubt I'll get Social Security until my father actually does stuff like this. Okay, let's say Social Security calls my father. He's going to say I let my wife do most of that. Whatever my wife said is what happened. Then they're going to say, well, we want to hear it from you. Then my father goes, I don't remember. I don't know what's going on. Well, then they go, well, we need to know what's going on. Then my father goes, it's a fantasy, he's a liar, he's a thief. There's your fucking answer. Now, what's wrong with that if your son's about to die? If your son is sick, having seizures, scars all over his body. He just had your wife torture him for 25 years. What's wrong with that statement? Because what's a better solution? What would an adult who's mature do? I would. Me, at the age of 31, I'm an adult. If I had a son, and I was in the same situation, and Social Security called me, and I had no clue. I just knew my wife handled it, and now my son is saying something happened to him. I have no idea what's going on. I know my wife called him a liar or a thief, but then my son called her a liar and a thief. So they're both calling each other a liar and a thief, and yet my son is the one who took all the damage. We never ever helped my wife at all. As far as I'm concerned, she's an angel doing everything perfect. Well, what would I do in this situation? Well, my wife isn't alive anymore. My son's about to get hurt and die as well. So, why don't we call my goddamn son? Yes. Okay, Social Security, I'll tell you what. I don't know very much, but I'm sure my son remembers a lot of this. If he really has PTSD, then he'll have clear memories of some of these doctor visits and some of these problems. So I'm going to call my son, and I'm going to see what he remembers. I'll have somebody write it down, or I'll ask him if I can take a recording in the proper way. And I bet he'll be nice about it too, because I'm actually trying to help. And then I'll get back to you. Can we meet, tomorrow at 9 over the phone? Sure. Then I call my son, hey, Social Security wants to know about your disabilities. Yeah, I have no idea. I let Patricia handle that. Oh, you're willing to help me with my memory? Really? Okay. You want to meet for coffee or do this over the phone? Over the phone? Oh, you're having problems walking? And you can't drive? Still? Still, son, you can't drive? Why don't you just get your goddamn license already? Oh, I see. That's part of your disability. Okay, well, I better write that down. Hasn't driven in 15 years, muscle spasms. Oh, and yeah, that's right. I did see you bumping. Yeah, me and my wife did call you into the living room and ask you about bumping into stuff. My wife thought it was self-harming. I wasn't sure what the hell it was. And you were saying it's just normal boy stuff. You didn't sure what it was. Yeah, we should write that down too. New Mexico, yeah, let's not go over New Mexico. We've had enough of that one. Okay, yep, that one's already pretty recorded, so we're good there. Plus you have a lawsuit, so you can pull those records. Oh, there was stuff before New Mexico? What type of stuff? Oh, the doctor's office and you mentioning something? Yeah, I remember a little bit about that, but I don't remember much. What? She was doing what? She was lying to me and giving you drugs would cause an overdose? Whoa, why didn't you tell me sooner? You didn't know? What, nobody helped you with this shit? Wow, why didn't you call me sooner? You did? Oh, that's right, you did tell me something happened all the way in Ogunquit. Oh, yeah, that's right, you did say something in front of my daughter. Yeah, what was that stuff in front of my daughter, Val? Oh, yeah, oh, shit, I don't... That's what she said? She said it's okay to poison a kid with extra medication as a punishment or otherwise? I don't remember that. Oh, I was clueless at the time. Well, I don't like hearing that. You're calling me clueless, son? Well, no, you're not clueless. Oh, okay, then what was going on? Well, I think you were in denial, and you just didn't really want to deal with it, so you're just agreeing with her. You know the yupping, like when you have a child and you really don't want to, so you say, yep, sure, whatever. It was one of those, and me and your daughter and your daughter's husband, we all were pretty shocked because we expect you to be the smart one. You're very smart, Dad. We always thought you as a very intelligent person, and that's why we can't quite understand how you heard that in front of you and didn't know what was going on. But yeah, that's what happened. Wow, this is a real eye-opener. No wonder, oh my God, I don't know if I can say these things, but I'll try my best. But now at least I have an idea of what my son's disabilities are for Social Security. Okay, when they call me tomorrow, I will go over this list, and I think we have a good idea of what's going on. But how about all the psych records? Oh, those are good only for